Welcome back. This is video number 5, and we are going to do some research in terms of finding the best WordPress programmers. And what I want you to do while we're doing this and while you're doing this is jot down common patterns of what the best programmers look like. If you notice certain things between, let's say, 10 different programmers, you know that certain people have certain feedback, certain plugins, certain things that just stand out as repetitive patterns, write those down. So that's basically what you're going to be doing, and you're going to take that information and create your job post so that you attract the right person. So these things can be like traits, personality traits, strengths, weaknesses even. Basically things that repeat itself, whether it is positive or negative, whatever, just a pattern, just jot that down. All right. So we can look at 30-hour plus people. So people that charge $30 per hour or more, $30, $50, $70, or even $100 an hour. And the reason why you want to look at these job posts and how these people are attracted to them and what got them to say yes is because you want to mimic that. All right. It's not necessarily that you're going to hire somebody that even charges $20 an hour. You're trying to just get an idea of what your job post will look like. All right. So jot down what the job post was. You can even copy the URL, paste it in your notepad so that you can refer back to it later. Copy it to look at the future and jot down notes. So let me go ahead and show you how this works. Okay, so when it comes to Upwork, what you need to do is you do need to have an account. So go ahead and register account for free. Now, what I like to do first is up at the top, whenever you see the search bar here, you have two choices. You can either find freelancers or find jobs. Right now, we are not looking for freelancers. We're looking for other job posts. So we're going to click jobs. And you're kind of looking at from the freelancer's point of view or the programmer's point of view. Basically, what job posts are attracting them, which ones are not, and get an idea about that. So let's type in WordPress plugin and see what we get. So we can see about 2,000 jobs. We can click filters and let's see here. We can kind of filter the jobs and get an idea. Any job type's fine. These are types of jobs that are attracting a certain number of proposals. So any number of proposals, or let's say, we'll just do any, and we'll do $100 to $500, or pick a budget that you feel would kind of be around that mark. If you don't know, that's fine. And we'll just check these two to see, because sometimes our budget that is in our head is actually a lot lower. So in reality, it might take a lot of time to develop a plugin that costs $1,000 average, when in reality, we create a job post and we say something like, I want you to do it for $100, and nobody applies to your job posts. So this is the reason why we're doing this. All right, so I'm going to close filters, and we can see that it's about cut in half down to 1,600 jobs. And we can take a look and see how many proposals, meaning people are at least proposing 15 to 20. Let's see here. If we go to filter, we could filter and find the job posts that are getting 20 to 50 or 15 to 20. And let's see, people are willing to work more than 30 hours a week. The project length is at least, let's say, we'll do any project. Client history, let's find a post that is getting, 10 plus hires. And they got intermediates and experts. So now we've narrowed it down to about 118 jobs. So these jobs are jobs that are attracting programmers willing to work a long time, willing to get about $500 to $1,000 to $1,000 or more kind of thing. So let's take a look and see what these job posts look like. So what I normally do is I just open up whatever that looks similar or somewhat similar to what I'm looking for. So we can see some of these don't really relate to what we're looking for. So we're looking for something that relates to our plugins. So WordPress user management system, we'll open that. Website development, we're not looking for website developing, we're looking for plugins. Need WordPress plugin, so that one would work well. Plugin. So basically anything with the word plugin in it, WordPress plugin. So all of these are just WordPress sites, and that's not what we want. So let's see here, going down. All right, so it seems to me like these 6 up here are the ones right here. So I'm gonna scroll down here so you can see it better. But let's just take a look at this. So WordPress site development, I need to cancel out of that one. So we're kind of left with 3. Let's just take a look at these 3 and see what they say. So it says, I need a WordPress plugin, see video. So that's interesting. So if you click on the video, just watch it and see what they say and kind of get an idea of what they put in there. Now, like I said, I like to do videos just because with a video, I can put little tests, little tiny keywords in it, and I can put it like at the very end. And if somebody does not watch it, then they're not going to be, the right person. So this is obviously very, very short description. I would put it probably a little longer, and I'll show you what I normally put later in the future videos. But we can see job success, 90%, about 20 to 50 people applied. They interviewed 11 people. They sent 29 invites. And if we scroll down, we can kind of get an idea of what they're doing. Similar jobs right here. So what I normally would do is I would go up here and go down here, and you can actually see who they hired. So this is a little sneaky little trick, but you can see the project and then who they hired, and you can go hire that person. So that's a little sneaky little trick that you can use. So jobs in progress. So even though they didn't close it, you can see who they hired. So basically they've done the dirty work for you. So you can copy that link and invite that particular person to your job later down the road. Now we can see that this is start date is June 29, 2017, which is actually today. So they're still looking for somebody. So basic WordPress plugin needed. We are looking for a basic mockup tool for WordPress. And this is the reason why you don't really want to post specifics. You want to post generalities because people can come along and just steal your idea. So please note, communication must be 100%. English is a must. Yeah, that's good. You definitely want somebody who is either fluent or very, very bilingual in English, so they know exactly what you're saying. So that's another thing. You don't want to hire somebody who doesn't fully understand and just says, yes, 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 I know what you're saying. But in reality, they don't know what you're talking about. So the purpose of this, what we're doing here is we're just getting an idea of what job posts are out there and possibly even who is working for them. So for example, customized WooCommerce products for car rental site. The freelancer did this, was this person here. So if you click on that person there, you're actually going to be able to see Kevin, his information. So you can say, hey, I noticed that you developed this plugin for this project that does this. I need you to develop a plugin that is similar, and this is how it works. So you know that that client was happy enough to leave that person good review. So this gives you an idea of who actually is good. So this should give you an idea of the job posts, but as far as looking for a person, you can go back up here, you can go find jobs and click on find freelancers. So choose freelancers now and you type in WordPress plugin. Same thing. Now I'm going to talk about search parameters later down the road, but if you go here and you filter and just filter by 90% up, that means they have a 90% job success and they charge at least something like, let's see here, they've earned about 10,000 or more. And we'll just filter these. There are other search parameters which I'll show you in video number 8, but for now we're just looking for people that charge at least $30. So Brandon, for example, he does WordPress web design, plugin, theme and plugin app specialist. Now, web design, I'm not really looking for design, I'm looking for a developer. So Jabir, for example, would be good. WordPress expert. Everybody says they're a WordPress expert. I want a WordPress plugin developer. So someone who knows PHP very well, as you can see here. WordPress, Bootstrap, PHP, plugin. Okay, so there. So let's just take a look at these three guys. So Nerjar. So we got WordPress plugin developer. As you saw, PHP. jQuery is good. That's not really required, but it's good to have. APIs are good, especially if you want to integrate into something else. But they definitely need to know PHP and MySQL. Generally speaking, if they do know PHP, they have a good grasp with MySQL. Now, looking down here, you can see what other job posts, like other jobs he's working on. So what I like to do is just open it up to get an idea of what attracted him to those jobs. Because sometimes if the programmer sees a job that is similar to the jobs he's worked in the past that he's really liked, he's more inclined to actually apply to your jobs as well. So you can take a look at those. And what I like to do is I like to go through it, just get an idea of the job post itself. We're not really looking specifically for a person. We're looking for what attracted that programmer to that job post. We'll talk more about searching for programmers in video number 8. All right, so just focus on the job post itself. All right, what attracted them to this job post? So let's click on this one here. So it says job description. That's what we're looking for. I'm looking for an experienced WordPress plugin developer to help me create a new plugin which will ultimately be sold through the subscription-based model, blah, blah, blah. So this is good. They give generalities. They don't give specifics. And the specifics is if they sign the NDA and all that. Now, looking at this, you can see that they require CSS, HTML, JavaScript, MySQL, PHP, and WordPress, which is what we talked about in the skill set. JavaScript is good. jQuery is good as well. Not required necessarily, but it's good to have somebody who does that. But you can get an idea that this project cost about $500 to produce. So what this is allowing you to do is it allows you to get back to reality, to figure out what your potential WordPress plugin is going to cost, what job post to create, and how to track the best programmer. So I want you to go through and do the same thing I did just now and just jot down what are things that are repeating in the specific job post, what are things that you see, what is the realistic WordPress plugin cost. So you can go back up here and you can even type in, let's say go back over here and type in WordPress plugin, let's say SEO, like search engine optimization or something. So you go through and you can find and get an idea of different jobs. So we go back over here. So remember, we're searching for freelancers. So we can go back here, search for jobs, and do WordPress plugin SEO and get an idea of what the costs are. So you want to go through and you want to find a search engine optimized WordPress plugin and see what people are paying and get an idea of what the budget is so that you can strategize on how much you're willing to pay. Now, I will say most WordPress plugins will cost about $300, $400, $500, $600. That's pretty much initial. And that's just talking about the initial phase 1 or phase 2 or phase 3. That's not talking about anything else. But I want to show you this so that you have an idea of how you can create your job post.